Hey Gemini, welcome to your May love reading, May 2019. This is for Gemini Sun and Rising. We're going to jump right on in and see what's coming up in the area of love for you in the month of May. If you are a cross watcher, you are more than welcome to hang out and watch. But I will let you know I do have a cross watcher series that I started for mid-April to mid-May. So those videos are already posted. If you want to check that out after this, feel free. And then I also will be doing cross-watcher videos in the next couple of weeks. So those will be coming up as well. See what is coming up for our friends here, our Gemini friends. So format's going to be a little different this week. I'm going to pull 5 cards. And then I'm going to pull clarifiers for each one of those cards. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So your first card is the Star, Gemini. So some of you could be dealing with an Aquarius, right? That's definitely Aquarius energy. Aquarius has been coming up for a lot of your love readings, so I would be curious. Some of you out there, extreme close-up, sorry. Some of you out there may have a really significant Aquarius soulmate, because this keeps coming up. This, like, Aquarius energy keeps coming up in a lot of the Gemini love readings that I've been doing. Since when? Since, I want to say since around my birthday. So, like back since October. Aquarius keeps popping up in the Gemini reading. So some of you may be dealing with an Aquarius. But overall, the message with Aquarius here is going to be that whatever trouble you've been experiencing in your love life is behind you now, that you can expect for things to get better now, because that's the message with the Star card, that the drama is behind you, you're pointed in the right direction, you're going in the right direction, and that you can make long-term plans that are going to work out and be happy and abundant and joyful for you, right? You're going off and you're planning this happy future. You have a new direction. We're going to pull clarifiers as well. So here's clarifier 1. Here's clarifier 2. And here's clarifier 3. Okay. All right, my darlings. So we have got Nine of Canes, King of Cups, and the Sun. I love how it came up this way, and I'll tell you why. The Star card is coming in to tell you that you're headed towards King of Cups and the Sun. This is true love. This is like true love. This is making a life with somebody, making a home with somebody. Some of you, it's even, those of you who are in that age are still looking for kids or children. This is like, marriage, kids, all that, the whole line, the happy home. And you can begin planning or manifesting it. But here's what's in the way. What's in the way is Nine of Canes. And this is a card about feeling threatened, okay? Because even though you want love and even though you want stability, you're kind of like this kid watching through this gate. Like your inner child is freaking out right now because you feel love is so close. Like it's here, it's on your doorstep. But you don't know if you can trust it. You don't know if you want to let it in. Like this kid is watching, the stepchild is watching, and he's like, hey lady, leave my daddy alone, or guy, leave my mommy alone, or whoever's kid this is. Like they feel threatened by this. They don't know how to understand this. They don't know if it's safe to let this through the door, to let this through the gate, right? Your whole kind of world is changing, and so you don't know how to let it in. You know, you might be having some inner child stuff coming up where you're like, okay, like it's okay. It's safe for me to let this person in. It's safe for me to accept this, and I can have stability. You know, things can be different for me or better for me this time around. So there's gonna be some back and forth with the inner child, or with some little insecurity or some little fear that you're having to calm down. That it's gonna be okay. Like, you know, there's you know, there's love for you here. This is going to be good for you. This is stability. You don't have to be afraid of it. You don't have to fear it. Okay? So your next card, Gemini, is Page of Cups, right? Now, this is the thing. People get mad when they see Page of Cups. Or some people do anyway. I've been seeing the comments on the videos. I don't want a Page of Cups. I don't want Page of Cups. I don't want King of Cups. Somebody commented the other day. I don't want Page of Cups. I don't want King of Cups. No. I don't want Page of Cups. I don't want Knight of Cups. I want the King of Cups. And a lot of people feel that way. But let me tell you why Page of Cups is important. Page of Cups is energy that comes in with playfulness. And a lot of the times, you know, I'm going to be honest with you, Gemini, I feel that you're the Page of Cups in this situation. I feel that Gemini is the Page of Cups in this situation. And I've said this in other readings. For me, the way that I read and the way that I have seen it, usually when I have Page of Cups come up in a reading, it's telling me that somebody's heart chakra is newly opening, okay? Like you're just kind of getting back into the swing of letting somebody in, or opening up your heart full force, you know, opening the door wide enough to let this kind of love or this kind of experience in. And so it can be a little overwhelming, and that's hence the Nine of Canes, right? With that inner child who was like, I don't know if I like this, right? It's scary to let somebody in. And so Page of Cups is coming in saying like, look, you can do this in playful ways. You don't have to make this you know, homework, right? Like if these people come up and they're telling this kid, you know, well, you know, you're gonna like us and it's gonna be great and you're gonna see that you can trust us and let's sit down and talk and let's reason this out. This kid's like, this is stupid, like this is boring, I don't understand this. But if they interact with this child and have fun with this child and include this child, okay, well, this isn't so bad. The same thing with you, Gemini. You know, try to come at this in a playful way. Or maybe some of you Geminis, you're well past the Page of Cups and your heart chakra is wide open. Maybe you're dealing with a partner who's still in that Page of Cups kind of energy. You're going to get a lot more out of them, and you're going to get a lot more closeness with them if you can approach it in a playful way, right? And so let's talk about our feelings. And Gemini, you all aren't like that anyway. You guys are pretty playful. So this is probably why you're going to be a good match for this person if they are dealing with the situation here of sorry, I had a notification on my phone. If you are dealing with somebody who's newly opening up the heart chakra, right? Like you're gonna, Gemini is gonna be a good person for that person because Geminis are playful, and you guys don't get too emotional. Like I'm a Scorpio, you guys don't get all deep in it like the Scorpio do. So you're gonna be a good person to help this person open up, right? I think a Gemini would be a good person for somebody like that. Next you have Ace of Swords. Now this looks like scary, like it's like cutting a flower and there's like the blood there and all that stuff. But Ace of Swords is really about a new beginning, and it's really about breaking through old mental chains. And Gemini, you all are an air sign. You all know about getting up in your head. You guys know about that very well. Gemini, Aquarius, and Libra, you guys are very comfortable in the realm of thought. You live in the realm of thought. And so you may be discovering a lot of the things that mentally have been holding you back in your love life or have made it difficult for you to manifest certain things, and you're cutting through it. So it's like this mental sweep. It's this mental cleanse that you're going through with your perceptions and the way that you're seeing things. Actually, I didn't do the clarifiers for Page of Cups, so that was a little sneak peek before the clarifiers. Let's go to the clarifiers for Page of Cups. Five of Pentacles. You're having fun. You're going on this journey. You're seeing where it goes. Three of Canes. All right, options, guys. Options. Options are coming in. And then your next clarifier is... Oh, don't get scared. Three of Swords. So let me tell you what's happening. You're going to have to make up your mind, okay? Because Page of Cups is the heart is just newly opening. And I talked about this as having fun. And I said Five of Pentacles. And I'm pretty sure there's already a comment posted before I even get into the explanation about how I read that card wrong, because Five of Pentacles is about being left out in the cold. Okay, couple of things. There's a lot of layers to Five of Pentacles, one of which can actually be like finding your true friends or lovers going through a storm together, or kind of like this Wizard of Oz kind of journey where you're picking up these new people and you're finding meaning in unexpected places. But in this card also, it's just kind of like the floating through, right? And you know, that lover kind of energy in this specific deck. So Page of Cups, you might like just be, you know, chilling, like you're having a good time, or you're having this fun kind of connection, right? It could be about the partying on a budget or whatever it might be, right? And just kind of seeing who comes along. And along the way, man, are people coming along? There's options coming in. But you have to make a decision, because jealousy is going to be a factor, Gemini. Jealousy is going to be a factor. And somebody's gonna sting. Okay, so whatever's happening here is bringing up some kind of trigger, right? If you're just letting somebody in, or somebody's just barely letting you in, there needs to be a fairness, and something needs to be clear. So the intentions need to be spoken and need to be made clear before it gets to this level. Okay, before it gets to the it just got real in the argument and the fighting. All right, intentions need to be set, right? And intentions need to be clear. All right, let's put one more clarifier for the Three of Swords. Why is the Three of Swords here? Because it seems like there's a lot of options coming in. Yep. Somebody's got to keep it in their pants. All right, so for some of you, it's you. Sorry, Gemini. For some of you, it's you, Gemini. You might be saying, why can't I find love, or why can't I have a good relationship? Well, you gotta pick a person, right? College is over. It's not about the party. So, and for some of you, you're dealing with a person with whom they need to realize this. They need to realize this, and they need to, you know, you need to be firm. You need to lay that down. Don't expect that they know, because they might not know, especially if you're dealing with this Page of Cups person who's just barely learning emotional intimacy, right? So this is, again, going into our next card. Ace of Swords. You're taking the matter by your hands, not by violence, guys. But you're cutting through the mental blocks of like, well, they should know, or it's common sense, or like you're learning how to approach the situation in a way where you're not feeling so powerless, and you're learning how to approach the situation in a way in which things are clear. Okay, some of you, maybe this could be for some of you, finding a way to regulate your thoughts, or regulating some kind of impulse, like impulse control. So maybe some of you are going to somebody who's helping you with affirmations, or hypnosis, or psychology, or you're dealing with a person who's going through that mental cleanse, right? And if that's the case, you need to figure out if you can be there for them, because it can be a frustrating journey for both of you. It's frustrating for them as they're going through it. It's frustrating for you as you're trying to be patient. So, you know, this is a time to make a decision. You know, are you going to be in for this or not? Are you going to be up for it or not? And if you're not up for it, that's okay. But, you know, you should maybe decide that before going in really deep into the journey, and then just saying, okay, bye, I'm out of here, I bounce. So, Moon card. This could be, again, secret meetings. This is how this feels to me. It could be travel or wanting to get away. You know, this is the Moon card. So this is going to be about listening to your intuition, following your guidance. But when I look at this in this deck, this makes me feel like following your heart, right? So I think Gemini, whatever's happening here, and this is a major arcana card as well. So I always say when I have major arcana cards come up in a love reading, it's telling me there's a significant soulmate connection, a significant soul connection here with a contract and a lesson. A lot of you are calling in either an Aquarius or a Pisces, or just somebody, could also be a water sign for some of you, but somebody who's bringing you into the heart energy, who's like teaching you to be in the heart, right? Less in the mind, more in the heart, more in the deep emotions. And so some of you, a lot of deep emotions are being triggered by this connection, and so they might just kind of come bubbling up or bubbling out. Okay. Gemini, I think you all are learning a new side of romance, a new side of connection, that which might come with some emotional intimacy that's a lot deeper than anything you may have experienced in the past. And again, that could be scary, right? We did have that Nine of Canes. We had that inner child kind of freaking out. So that's going to be happening for some of you. You're going to have very deep emotions bubbling up, or your capacity to love is deepening. And so sometimes that comes with being emotional. Like when we come into a deeper capacity for emotions, we may cry very easily at commercials or songs or just silly things that we're like, oh my goodness, what's wrong with me? Am I going crazy? Why am I crying about this? It's because a lot of the energy that's moving. It's because of a lot of the energy that's opening up and clearing. Okay? So next you've got Ten of Pentacles. So you're manifesting a very solid connection here, okay? I also feel, Gemini, that maybe some of you have been in relationships in the past where there was a little bit of like, well, I scratch my back, or I scratch your back, you scratch my back. Or how does it go? I'll scratch your back if you scratch my back. Maybe some of that tit for tat, okay? And so finding a balance, right? So this doesn't become like a situation where you feel like you're getting caught up in like gold digging, or you don't feel like you're becoming somebody's escort, but finding that balance between being spoiled and having somebody show up for you financially, and having the emotional connection. Now, I want to say something. I don't know if I offended anybody when I said, not feeling somebody's escort. I actually have had many, many escorts come to me for private readings. And I'm not saying that those, people that do that are bad. We all end up in our life in certain situations, and we do the best with what we have, and for whatever reason, that's something that some people choose to do. But I'm just saying, if you're looking for a love relationship, like even with an escort who's coming to me for a reading, they're looking for a love relationship. They're looking for the emotional connection, the emotional intimacy. So I'm not putting down anybody who does that or anybody who's done that. I'm just saying, coming into like a healthy relationship, an everyday relationship with a soulmate or a partner, it's not going to be a business transaction. It's going to be the emotional connection. So that's what I'm talking about when I say that. I want to clarify that because I don't want anyone to feel like I'm judging them, and I don't want anyone to feel like I'm putting anybody down, um because I'm not. I'm just saying that if we're looking for a love connection and a love relationship, that's a different dynamic. So next we have 10 of Swords. Okay? So 10 of Swords is going to be, I'm sorry, not 10 of Swords, Queen of Swords. Next we have Queen of Swords. So this is going to be, my darlings, about setting those boundaries. Maybe some of you have someone who's like, you feel like they're treating you like you're this secret love, right? They may spoil you in a lot of ways, but you're like, look at here, I'm not your secret. You can't just wine and dine me and then not call me for like, 2 weeks. or, you know, not answer my messages, and then just kind of pop up later when you know, want to say sorry by like buying me something, or taking me out somewhere. So some of you are having to put this boundary down. Now, we had the Page of Cups, so we know that if you do have somebody that's dealing with you in this way, where they're coming in and like, you know, really, you know, swooping you off your feet and then disappearing, right? Or making you feel like it's some kind of a transaction. They're just kind of getting new into this emotional, um emotional letting people in, right? So, but it's gonna be up to you to set down that boundary. Or Gemini, some of you have somebody that's doing it to you. Maybe some of you Geminis, you're the one doing this, and your person's like, look, like, it's not gonna go down like this isn't okay, like, this isn't, I appreciate you doing nice things for me, I appreciate you buying me things, but I want something more than that. And if you can't step to me the way in which I need it, then this isn't gonna happen, this isn't gonna work. So when I see Queen of Swords, to me it's like it's nipping something in the bud. So it's just clarifying that if we're gonna move forward, this is what needs to change. Next, you've got Two of Cups. So see, you're setting that boundary and you're saying that this is what I need to move forward. And then so now this is an attempt at a fair relationship, right? He's still giving to her, but what is he giving her? He's giving her water. He's giving her something that she needs. Like, okay, I love that you're so giving. I love that you're so generous, but I want you to give your time. I want you to give your attention. I want you to give this emotional connection. You know, it's so much sweeter sometimes to just know that somebody is doing something. Oh, you seem cold. Here's a blanket. Or, oh, you seem tired. You know, or whatever. Like, let me give you a massage, or I don't know, whatever it might be. But those little things in which, like, the nurturing aspect. So Gemini, a lot of you are learning to bring nurturing into your relationship, or to speak up and to ask to be nurtured, right? And you're doing it back for that person. So this is like learning real kind of love, healthy kind of love, that give and take, that soulmate, that going through life together energy. Let's pull some clarifiers. So we've got 1, 2, oopsie, and 3. Yes, my lovelies, let's see what's happening. Knight of Pentacles, or Knight of Coins. You're making a wish and you're seeing it through. Like, not only are you making the wish, or not only is this person making the wish, but they're doing the work needed. They're stepping up and they're doing the work needed to make it happen. The Knight of Coins, or the Knight of Pentacles, is actually the slowest moving knight in the tarot, but he's consistent and he gets things done. It's just one foot in front of the other, day after day, making it happen, okay? So there's some kind of commitment coming in here. This is like committing to make the change, but it might not be an overnight change, right? This person's going to try a few ways to please you, and you're just like, you know, having to maybe be clear or speak up, or vice versa. You might be having a hard time pleasing somebody else, and it's going to take some practice. It's going to take some give and take. He's like, would you like to go for a walk? And she's like, but I'm happy here, just kind of chilling, resting, you know, petting my cat, you know, like, I'm good. I'm totally good. Like, I'm comfortable here. Well, no, let's go for a walk. And I don't want to go for a walk. Like, why are we going for a walk? Are we going to go grab a bite to eat? Are we going to have a drink? Are we going to go to a museum? Are we going to go to a bookstore? Like, why? Where is this going? So some of you might have to figure out different things to bring to the table here, right? To move something forward. You just have to figure out what this person wants, or what this person's expecting from you. So there's some trial and error here, my dear. There's some trial and error, and that's okay. Especially when you're just coming into like this healthier, higher vibrational, healthier relationship. It's going to be a learning, there's going to be a learning curve. Oh, 8 of Cups. All right, so maybe some of you are kind of tempted to go back to the old ways, those of you who had all these different options, right? But the thing of Eight of Cups is, you know, some of you may slip, or you may have your person who slips and goes back into the old ways, and they kind of want to be that party animal. They're gonna be left feeling very unfulfilled, okay? Because look, like, he's had his good time, but he's looking at the road ahead, and he's like, okay, well, there's these two chicks here, but it's starting to snow and it's dark. I got my lantern here, and he's already calculating the way home. He's already thinking how he's going to get out of here, right? So this isn't as fun as it used to be, right? It isn't as fun as it used to be. And he's ready to go on to a different path, right? Like, they're talking more to each other than, like, he's not even in it. He's just zoned out. He's like, yeah, great. He's thinking about traffic. He's thinking about how cold it is. He's thinking about how, oh man, you know, if somebody finds out, I'm gonna be dead, and this isn't worth risking the relationship, or whatever it might be. Some of you might be like, you know what, forget it. If they're already slipping back into this, I don't have time for it. I don't need it. And, you know, if that's the case, more power to you. I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'm just telling you, you may have a person who's going back and forth in this old journey. Your next card here. Is Six of Swords. So this person may be able to, like, get your forgiveness, or you are getting the other person's forgiveness if you're the one who is that Eight of Canes, or Eight of Cups, I'm sorry. So this is like, you know, let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. Some of you may be dating a person and taking a break. And then in that break, they're going to go have their Eight of Cups moment or whatever. And then, like, you all are coming back together and saying, I didn't really like being away from you, right? And so there could be a discussion about coming back together and making this happen. Let's pull clarifiers. 1, 2, 3. So you've got 5, not 5. You've got the Hierophant, which is the number 5. This is commitment. This is strength. These are all major arcana. Massive, massive energy shift, Gemini. And 8 of coins. Somebody's offering you a commitment, but it's going to be work. It's going to be work, right? And you're going to have to be patient, because either it's you or it's the other person. Old habits maybe die hard, okay? And that's the energy that I feel. Like, old habits, I can't even speak. Old habits die hard, but this person seems to want you. And it's going to take work. It's going to take work, and it's going to be up to you guys to find ways to keep this work playful. This is the second time that message has come in this reading, right? To find ways to make it comfortable, and to find ways to make it seem not as, you know, stressful, okay? Just maybe bonding through joy and less through, you know, debating, I guess is what I want to say. Oh gosh, it's, you know what? I think some of you are just dealing with one of those soulmates where they just kind of get away with murder, you know, where you're just like, you wouldn't tolerate it with anybody else, but for some reason with this person you're putting up with it, okay? I think some of you are in that kind of energy. I don't advocate that, you know, because I'm all about, like, if you don't feel respected, or if somebody's not coming at you with high vibrational energy, you know, break it off. I'm all about that. But I have also been in situations where sometimes you just feel a connection with a person where you let a lot of things go. And I'm not about that. I'm not about that. I have had that experience, and I will not do that again. But it's not my place to tell you what to do or how to do it. Understand and know this. You are manifesting commitment either way. So even if you tell this person to take a hike, even if you kick them to the curb, you're manifesting this commitment. But you have a really significant soulmate energy right now that's coming in and helping one another to learn a healthier love and open up the heart, okay? But old habits die hard, right? But they want you. And it's going to be up to you to say, okay, all right, I'll give you a chance. Or it's up to you to say, you know what, you want me, but so do, or so will a whole lot of other people. And have a nice life. You know, it's up to you what you want to do here, my darlings. Okay, so I thank you for watching. I will definitely encourage you to check out your moon, sun, and rising sign videos. Some weeks those will resonate with you more than your sun sign video. And some weeks, you know, they might add a little extra information. If you need a private reading, I'm more than happy to do that. The link is in the description. The Calendar link is in the description.